Good day, everybody! Before we begin, I would like to ask you some questions. Do you remember when the Taal volcano spewed plumes of smoke? Or when did the first COVID-19 case in the Philippines occur? The thing is, when major news happens, the world's mass media organizations take notice. Whether it's President Rodrigo Duterte making an announcement or a severe storm battering a region. When it's a story that affects people, the news media is on alert to cover it, providing viewers with the facts and information they need to understand what is happening. But sometimes it may seem, with so much media focus and scrutiny on a single event, that the mass media is missing or even ignoring other important stories. This is the key part of the agenda-setting theory. It was first introduced in 1972 by college professors Maxwell, McCombs, and Donald Shaw. According to the University of Oklahoma, it all started with undecided voters in North Carolina. They were confused about what the media said was important and what they think was important. After more analysis, the survey showed that they were more influenced by the media than their opinions. After knowing the background of this theory, let us now proceed in discussing what this theory is all about. Agenda-setting theory does not necessarily tell people how they should think or feel about certain issues, but rather it tells them what issues they should think about. To put it simply, the agenda-setting theory suggests that the mass media sets the agenda for what people should care about. The agenda-setting theory rests on two basic assumptions. First is that the media filters and shapes what we see, rather than just reflecting stories to the audience. An example of this is seeing a sensational or scandalous story at the top of a broadcast, as opposed to a story that happened more recently or one that affects more people, such as an approaching storm or legislative tax reform. The second assumption is that the more attention the media gives to an issue, the more likely the public will consider that issue to be important. Another way to look at it, mass media organizations aren't telling us what to think or how we should feel about a story or issue, but are giving us certain stories or issues that people should think more about. One of the issues of the agenda-setting theory is that it doesn't work for people who have already made up their minds. For example, someone might believe that his or her elected official was the right choice for office, despite numerous compelling reports to the contrary presented by the mass media. Agenda-setting theory is divided into three levels. The first level is how media gives topics to the public to think about. It states that the more often the issue is covered in the media, the more important the society will believe that issue is. The second level is which aspects and facts of those topics to include to make it more relevant. This selection is called framing, as a theory of mass communication, which refers to how the media packages and presents information to the public. According to the theory, the media highlights certain events and then places them within a particular context to encourage or discourage certain interpretations. In this way, the media exercises a selective influence over how people view reality. The third level is how all different topics are connected. In other words, how can one topic be covered in different areas with different approaches but the same issue? The next time you watch the news, remember that the news you are watching is presented to you for a reason. I hope you learned a thing or two. Peace around the world and on its axis.